gravy, it's dark. Give me a second. That's a little bit better. It's gonna rain. I just opened the door. What's going on, guys? I'm Venom 2 Man. I feel a little bit out of breath. In case you're wondering, this is the uniform now. No, it's not. I'm just wearing the Venom shirt because I like it. Showing off the guns. Okay. You see the title of this video. This is some important stuff, okay? First off, we all know that things were cut from the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Things were cut, chipped, chopped, sliced, and diced, and blah, blah, blah. You know, same thing with the first one. There was things that we saw in the trailer that never made it to the final cut. Now, with this movie, it wasn't as apparent, I guess. I mean, I didn't pay attention to it as much as I did with the first movie, because the first movie, things were sliced and diced. I mean, dang. But this movie, you know, same thing with some things sliced and diced. But BadassDigest.com, these are the same people that pointed out the Untold Story was cut from The Amazing Spider-Man 1. They got their hands on the script for The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and they're saying things that were cut from the final movie that were in the script. I'm gonna start from the bottom and go up, because the bottom, to me, is most important, and is what I wanna really talk about. He says, it's number 10. So, with great power, the finished film has a terrible bit at the end where Peter quits Spider-Man for a bunch of months, and this time passes by in a montage. The same thing happens here, but instead of finding a tape of Gwen's super on-the-nose graduation speech, Peter is approached by his dad. Yes, Richard Parker shows back up at the end of the script, and he tells Peter he's been watching him for years. He's seen him become Spider-Man and everything. It's Richard who convinces Peter to become Spider-Man again. In his last scene in the movie, he tells Pete, with great power comes great responsibility. Finally working the famous phrase to the new series. First off, I want to say, this scene sounds horrible. It sounds so bad. That's why they cut it, because it sounds really bad. Because it's just, he all of a sudden pops up, I've been watching you for years, son. I'm so proud of you. And that means he's known. Peter's been looking for him. And he's like, he's been hiding in the bushes like, you don't see me, I see you, son. And he's like, where's my dad? And Richie, I'm over here, son. Peekaboo. What the heck? That's so odd. Like, but this was written in the script. So does this mean that Richard Parker is still alive? I mean, in the movie, the plane, we never saw the plane crash, did we? We never saw it hit the ground, but in the first movie, we did see wreckage of the plane. I believe Richard Parker was shot. I mean, how could he survive? Could the symbiote have saved him? Was the symbiote with him? There was no mention of the symbiote in the movie, but that's something that I feel is very integral. In this, they wrote that Richard Parker was alive in one of the earlier drafts of the film. Richard Parker was alive and came, that's horrible though, but he came out and he was, I've been alive the whole time, son. I've been watching you. You watch behind your ears or nothing. You know what I'm talking about. If you don't get that reference or whatever. But yeah, like, does this mean Richard Parker is alive? Does this mean that in the Amazing Spider-Man 3 that we're going to get Richard Parker coming out and shooting Norman Osborn, stuff like that? Is that going to happen? I don't know. I mean, I really have no idea, but I think that's something very important, something that people may be overlooking, or maybe they're talking about it, but I think that that's really important. The fact that this says Richard Parker comes back. I'm here. So this could possibly go into play in the future and later in the franchise, in Spider-Man 3 and maybe Venom and the Sinister Six. This could come into play. Richard Parker not being dead. Mary Parker, on the other hand, she got shot. I think Richard Parker got shot too. I don't know. Maybe they're both alive. I don't know. So yeah, that's something I think is really important, Richard Parker being alive. Especially with Dane DeHaan and him still being alive and Norman Osborn. So yeah, that's something I think is really important and will come into play, and we may possibly see Richard Parker come back. That's just something I really wanted to point out. And I'm going to go up everything, the things that I find are important somewhat. The death of Gwen Stacy in this way, they said it was kind of the same way in the movie. It's just she's laying there with her back broken and she's talking to Peter. No, I mean, Nah, that would have been so cliche that her do the final breath. But like her what did she say? She says, like, never give up, never give up. No, like, stop, please, don't do that. Dr. Ratha was gonna be in the film. He was gonna basically have the same role as Donald Menken, but he was not in the film, and Donald Menken was there, and that would have been, you know, a better. Him being in the film, having the role of Donald Menken, I think would have been better, especially with us seeing him in the Amazing Spider-Man 1. Would have maybe more connected the films. We never saw Dr. Ratha in the second film at all. There was not even a mention of him, I don't believe. So yeah, and in the original script in the movie, the graduation was completely a year, like, before the Electro incident. And remember what I was saying a while ago, that this movie is going to take place at least a year after The Amazing Spider-Man 1, because he's graduating stuff. And it took place like 6 months after The Amazing Spider-Man 1, I guess. But it's like, it was originally going to take place a year. It says that this year gap makes Peter's forlorn attitude towards Gwen cute instead of creepy. I never thought it was creepy or not, or creepy or anything, but it says that it also means that they're college students, which I said they were going to be college students, and they are college students, I guess, now. You know, Peter even says, I'm in college now, something like, so whatever. And this Dr. Kafka was going to be a woman, just like she was in the comics. She was a woman, and she was also Eddie Brock's love interest, I believe. Yeah, I think, she was. But in the movies, it was a dude that looked like Otto Octavius. In the movie, in the original script, Peter was going to give Harry Osborn his blood, which makes a whole lot more sense than him use some very weird spider venom. Whatever. And the suit was also, the militarized suit was going to have more of an explanation to it. So Harry Osborn would have found out that this suit was what Norman Osborn was using, because Richard Parker didn't give him his blood. Again, Richard Parker, you know, So, again, Richard Parker, he may be in the next movie. He may be introduced again, because he's alive. We can assume he's alive. Maybe not, maybe so. Blah blah blah. I don't know. That rhymed. But yeah. So Richard Parker wouldn't give Norman Osborn his blood, so he made the suit so he would live. Harry Osborn find out about it, and that's what he would do. He wouldn't just get into the military suit, oh, I'm dying, oh, and get into it for no reason like he did in the movie, in the original script. J. Jonah Jameson was also going to be in the movie, in the original script. He and Robbie Robertson. They say that we see Peter, who is a student at Empire State University, which is a college, bring his first Spider-Man pictures to J. Jonah Jameson, who gives him a tour of the Daily Bugle. And while he's giving him the tour, JJ is also complaining that the internet is killing newspapers and stuff. And within the first fight with Spider-Man and Electro, they were going to actually go through the Daily Bugle printing presses, which would have been cool because Spider-Man didn't really fight that much. Him and Electro didn't fight too long. Yeah. Mary Jane, this is important as well. Mary Jane, who is Shailene Woodley, she has shot some shots, we know this. They said that the original script included all of the MJ scenes, and she's introduced as the Parker's new next-door neighbor. Her dad is an abusive drunk, and she's a waitress who builds motorcycles in her spare time. Sounds like a sweet chick, except for the abusive drunk dad part. Anyway, it says that she has a Spider-Man tattoo on her wrist, and she's clearly interested in Peter, who is totally hung up on Gwen. At one point, Spider-Man confronts MJ's dad, telling him to lay off the girl. At the end of the script, Gwen comes to Peter's house before heading to London. He's gone, but she meets the new neighbor. They have a friendly exchange, and MJ says that she always attracts dickheads, and asks Gwen what her advice to get a guy like Peter is. She always attracts douchebags. And Gwen responds with, date a nerd. And then she goes to die. You know, like, dang. I think that would have been sweet. That would have been better, honestly. Yeah. Than her, I'm coming with you! Oh, driving the car. I use my own choice! Oh! You know, that, hey, I think that would have been better. It's my thing. But yeah, these things, a lot of these things they were put into the movie would have been a lot better. Also, Electro's mom, what it says in here, like, it really would emphasize that he's a sympathetic villain, somebody that we feel sorry for. It says that in the script, he lives with his mom. She's in a wheelchair. Now, and we never even hear about his mom or see his mom in the movie. It says that she doesn't think too much of him, and he has to take care of him. After he dies, becomes Electro, she gets a huge payout from Oscorp. And Electro, Max Dillon sees her get this payout, and she stands up. He's been taking care of his sick, wheelchair-bound mother, who doesn't care about him. And when he's dead, when she thinks he's dead, she gets up out of the wheelchair, gets the money, and it's like, yeah, I'ma go party. And Electro sees this, and he gets angry, and that's why he goes on a rampage in Times Square, because he's angry. That, Sony, what? Why would you cut that out? Why? I don't understand. Hell, man, I don't know. That's beyond me. I clearly don't. I can't firmly grasp that one. Can't firmly grasp it. I cannot firmly grasp it because that makes perfect sense. Whatever. But the key things I really want to talk about, like I said, Richard Parker may be alive, and really that's it. That's the biggest thing that could carry on to the next movie or could really do something for this franchise. And so I'm not talking about make it interesting. I'm talking about something that can be significant. Richard Parker could possibly be alive. What do you guys think about this? What are your thoughts? Are you excited? Are you feeling like you've been duped? Are you happy that this scene ain't in it? Because that scene sounds horrid. Like he comes out of the bushes or something. Peter's girlfriend just died. He's like, I'm done being Spider-Man. Like after weeks of him sulking, and Richard Parker comes out of the bushes. Hey son, I've been watching you. Come on now, be Spider-Man. You know, with great power comes great responsibility. Come on. Like what? That's horrible. I'm happy that because that sounds really bad, man. I'm happy they cut that out. So he was like, oh hell no, get that out of here, because that's. but is Richard Parker alive? Is this gonna carry on to the next movie? Is this significant? It was cut out of the film, but is it significant? Remember, Dr. Ratha. He originally died in the Amazing Spider-Man 1. That was cut out of the film. So I don't consider his death being significant. I don't consider him to be dead because he was cut out of the film. Well, because that was cut out of the film. But is Richard Parker, is his death now still intact with it originally being planned for him to be alive? Even though it was cut out of the film. Is he still dead? What do you guys think? Do you think we're gonna see him in the next movie? We're gonna see him walk out? I've been watching you, son. I hope not. I didn't say all that. But do you think we're gonna see something like that? Is Richard Parker still alive? Let me know what you guys think. Let's have a comment. Let's have a conversation in that comment section below. I was about to say a comment session. A comment session? Okay. Let's have a comment. Let's just have a conversation in that comment section below. As always, I thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate you guys. I love you all. Venom time this Saturday on UrbanNationRadio.com at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Call in. I'm gonna be talking about this. We're talking about some video game stuff. We got some video game videos coming up. If you want to hear my thoughts on the Amazing Spider-Man 3 being canceled, possibly being canceled, that'll be in the description at the end of this video. And a lot of people are like, I can't watch your Venom time. I don't have time. Blah blah blah. I'm gonna try to start somehow getting the shows to be uploaded to my channel, or at least giving out the links. Because we're gonna start uploading the shows on Daily Motion. because YouTube's just not working. We can't upload the shows on YouTube. So we're gonna do Daily Motion. See, I'm gonna try to get them on my channel or get them so you guys can see them as well. But you guys should really call in and stuff because it's really fun, it's really cool, it's live. Somebody said, Venom, do a Q&A. You do a Q&A. And I remember I said I was gonna do a Q&A a long time ago, and I made the Q&A video and I just couldn't finish it because schoolwork. But now it's summer and I'm working, but I still got, I think I got some time for the Q&A. So I may do a Q&A. I don't know, I may. So yeah, that's about it for this video. As always, thank you guys for watching. Hit the like button if you like the video. Hit the dislike button if you don't. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. Share the video around with your friends. Say, hey, check this out. Again, I thank you for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, comment. Let's have a conversation down there. All of my social network stuff. Venom time, you know, this Saturday. Urban Nation Radio, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Time fair down there. Follow me on all the stuff. All of my social networks in the description. That's about it, guys. Have a great one. Peace. Ow. This movie is Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and guess what? It centers around the apes. The humans are the secondary characters. I love that. And this movie, first of all, does not treat the
Venom 2 million.